I'm going to take you through how to take a quiz and then how to review your feedback on that quiz. Quizzes function slightly differently than assignments within Brightspace, and there are some things to watch out for. So I'm here in my test course as a student, and I've clicked on a quiz that I want to take. There are a few things to do before you start the quiz. Make sure and read the description. This is the instructions that the teacher has set out for you. So here, these instructions say that this is an open book quiz, that you can have your book there, and that um, to support your answers. So it's just some basic instructions from the teacher. As I scroll down, I can see the time that it is right now, that I'm logged in. I can see that there's a time limit on my quiz and that there are 2 attempts allowed. And you can actually see that I've already completed 1 attempt. So this would be my second attempt. Now look here at the instructions. This tells me some important information. This tells me that when the timer reaches 0, my quiz is going to be automatically submitted. This is not the case for every quiz. It's going to depend on the settings that your teacher has enabled for the quiz. So make sure to read those instructions carefully. And then you're going to go ahead and click Start Quiz to start the quiz. Now here, as you're taking the quiz, the layout will depend again on how the teacher has set it up, but you can see the questions here and the number of pages in the quiz. I can click again on quiz information and I'll bring up that front page that was the information before I started the quiz. I'm going to close that back up. Notice up in the top right-hand corner, this is my timer. If you find a timer distracting, you can actually just hide that. It's not going to pause it, but whoops, actually, well, there you go. That actually stopped the quiz. I'm going to continue the quiz. What I wanted to do was just hide the timer right there. You can hide the timer. The X actually pauses, logs you out of the quiz. And then I was able to come back in, but you can uh, open and close that timer. Okay, here we go. Uh, okay, when you are working on a quiz, just make sure I'm just gonna quickly answer the questions. Now, let's say, oops, I go down and I want to submit. Oops, here I get a warning before submitting. Oops, you have some questions that are unanswered. So I can go back to those questions or I can go ahead and choose to submit because maybe I just choose that to not answer those questions. Maybe I really have no idea. But if you've got time, always a good idea to go back and review. Okay. Then you'll get a submission window and you'll know that your quiz has been successfully submitted. I'm going to X that out. And this takes me to both of my attempts. If I click back here on attempt 1, that's not the one that I did today, that I did previously. I can see my score. I can see each of the questions within and any feedback from my teacher. So it's important to review the feedback on your quizzes. There's often useful information, and if it's open for a second attempt, then this can help you to improve your second attempt. Again, these settings, whether there's feedback or not, are going to depend on how the quiz itself is set up. Sometimes the quiz will not be auto-corrected. This one's auto-corrected, so that means I can view my results right away. But if it is not auto-corrected, what you'll need to do is when you come back into the course later, you'll have a notification here and up in your updates that the quiz has been graded. You can click on that and it will show you your grade, but it won't show you your feedback. So the best way to see the feedback is to go to the nav bar and select assessments and then go to quizzes. And here you can see all of the quizzes in the course and whether there's any feedback on them. So I'm going to click on that feedback on attempt. And then here I can see both my attempts and I can review that feedback. Let's just take a look at a different one to see if there's some different feedback here. So again, there's 2 attempts here. I can see my score at the very top, and then I can scroll through and see the questions. And these settings are showing me the correct answers. You may not see the correct answers, just again, depending on how this was set up. Sometimes there will be feedback at the very top of the quiz. Let's just take a look at one more here. If there was overall feedback, it would be up here at the very top, where the score is. There isn't any overall feedback again on this one for you to see. So just to review, you will get a notification in this updates tool, okay? And then when you do, you can come over to assessments, to quizzes, and then you'll see all of your attempts, and then you can read your feedback.